Hello everyone, Josh first back again, bringing you guys some more Black Clover Phantom Nights, and today we have a fun video for you guys. Now usually I don't do these kinds of things because they really just don't really kind of click with me well. I'm not really big into the whole waifu thing. I'm more of a real woman kind of guy. I know you guys know that. But let's just for funsies sake, yeah, funsies, let's say that we want to take ourselves and put ourselves in the game or put ourselves in the anime. Which one of these 5-star female characters would you want to end up marrying? Becoming witch queen material? Or which one of these females would you rather just stay away from because they give you that anti-magic touch? You know what I mean? So let's go ahead and put ourselves in the anime or put ourselves in the video game and see where these women stack up. Now, keep in mind, we are using some of the characters that are available in the JP version of the game as well, and we're only using the 5-star heroes to kind of keep this a bit simplistic. And you will also notice that quite a few of these characters have different variations. Like you can see, we have multiple versions of Vanessa, etc., etc. So the criteria for ranking this tier list will be pretty simple. It's going to include the anime, not manga. We're sticking with anime onlys here because I don't want to spoil anything. So anime only, and how good these units stack up in the actual game via the JP version, since it is of course further along than the global. And we're going to try and rank these female characters from witch queen material, which would be the ones that you'd want to marry. One night of magic, the female characters that you just want to spend one good special evening with. Finro approved. Basically, you'd like to go on a date with them, and Finro is all about that life. Mana Zone, which means you'd love to have them as a close ally and friend, but you wouldn't want to take it to another level. And then Anti-Magic Touch, you want nothing to do with them emotionally, physically, or even spiritually for that matter. So let's go ahead and get it going. Now, I will be looking at my notes quite often to kind of remember what all these units really do and how well they really are to better place my personal rankings. I will have the link for this in the description below, and if you guys like these types of videos, definitely drop a massive like. Let's try to get 100 likes in this video and at least 30 comments. So I cannot wait to see what you guys think about my personal tier list of waifus in Black Clover Phantom Nights. So with all that said, let's go ahead and get into the nitty-gritty. So, easy one, obviously, Nero as a bird form. Obviously, come on, guys. Really? It's a bird. Anti-magic touch all day long. Now, it's going to get a little bit tougher from here because now we have a lot of good, classy women to select from. Now, some of the ones that I personally feel are very easy to distinguish is the fact that Mimosa is pretty much very big part, I should say, of the anime. She's always helping the main character, even the side characters, as is Noelle. So those two women are featured quite a bit in the anime. We also get a really strong arc around the Witch Queen. Vanessa also is a recurring character. We even get a few good segments and a few good episodes out of Kahano. So there's definitely a lot there to we're gonna have to dive into. And then we also have Charlotte, which is one of the main characters, future because you can just see the chemistry is there. So it's gonna get a little bit harder from this point on, but I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. But yeah, Nero definitely anti-magic touch all day long. But not only is how well the characters establish themselves in an anime gonna be important, we're also gonna have to sit there and decide, are these characters good in the game? Because this is really going to be a big part of how I'm going to rate these. Now, the way they look is also going to be something, what's your flavor of the month type of thing, right? Or your flavor of the week. Does her design, in that exact, segment going to be good enough for you, or do you prefer a different look? And what I mean by that is we have different costumes on like characters like Vanessa and Noelle. So it's like maybe you prefer that look of Noelle than you do the other look. So you're going to give her a little bit of a bump up in the ratings. And then you also have to notice, okay, is that Noelle that has a better look, is she better than the other unit in the game mechanically? Is she got a better feature set, a better skill set? Is she going to help you a lot further in the game? So that's also going to be something you're going to have to consider. And then, of course, how well did that Noelle in general, any Noelle, for example, how well did she do in the anime? So, honestly, a few of the main cast characters are going to honestly get big bumps because of that. But, here we go. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right. So, Witch Queen material. These are the characters I would consider you would want to marry. You'd want to have a family with. You'd want to settle down with. They're the loving, supportive type of character that you'd want to have as a wife. You know, coming home from work or coming home from going out there and slaying demons and saving the magical kingdoms of Black Clover. Who would you want to come back home to every day for the rest of your life? Now, for me personally, I feel like this is kind of a no-brainer with wedding Charlotte. She's not only a very strong unit in the game, she has a very good look. I'm into blondes, what can I say? And she's one of our main characters' future waifu, no doubt about it. And I'm talking about our boy Yami. I mean, the chemistry between these two is absolutely there. They definitely have feelings for each other, and they've made it very apparent in the anime. So obviously, she is going to be our first Witch Queen material. Not only is she good in the game, she's good in the anime. She's also a captain. And she's blonde with a wedding dress on. She's already ready to go. She's ripe for the pickings right there. Another one that we're going to go ahead and put in Witch Queen material is, I'm going to go ahead. It's kind of tough. I really want to put a Mimosa up there because she's definitely, you know, besides Charlotte, she'd be like the next best thing in terms of wifing up in the anime, especially how she's so loving and caring. She's supportive. She wants to help people. She was never snobby, even at the beginning, like Noelle was. You know, Noelle's royalty, and she just fought, you know, pretty much just pissed on everyone, you know, that, you know, she considered peasants or beneath her. At least Mimosa was never like that from the beginning of the anime, and even now she's even more loving and caring. She's definitely one of those characters that you'd want to wife up. She'd be a great mother. Unfortunately though, she loses a little bit of value because she's not as good in the game, especially if we're talking about the JP side of things, which of course is further along than global. So for Mimosa, the healer Mimosa, in my opinion, would definitely be, I don't want to put One Night of Magic. I really, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to put One Night of Magic for the healing Mimosa. The attack Mimosa, I'll definitely put it as Finral approved. Definitely worth going out on a date with, honestly. But she's not as good in the game. And sadly, we're going to also have to put the wedding Mimosa kind of down there and Finral approved as well. They're definitely not so low on my list that I'd mana zone them. You know, because that's a joke. That's kind of a pun on friend zone. So mana zone. Thought you guys would get a kick out of it. But the healer Mimosa definitely, in my opinion, is the best of the three. Especially if you're starting out on global, that's what everyone's going for. So a lot of players got a lot of miles out of her, if you will, in this game at some point. While you won't get as much out of the other two options, especially being that one of them is actually really bad. The wedding one I'm referring to is really, really bad. I mean, she's not like unusable, but just by no means are you going to use her over any other unit that you already have. So I'm going to go ahead and put those both in Finral approved. Unfortunately, though, the other Charlottes, I should have done all the Charlottes at once, but it's fine. The other Charlotte, she's just, I love blondes. She's got a big role, a big side character role, I should say, in the anime. She's very close to one of our main characters in Yami. However, this particular Charlotte is nowhere near as good as the Wedding Day Charlotte in the game. So we have to deduct points. So I'm going to go ahead and put that Charlotte as a Finral approved as well, because she is kind of really, really bad. She really has no use in the game, even on global, for crying out loud. So, sorry, Charlotte. Sorry. I guess now we could jump into some characters that don't have multiple units available right now, like Kahano. Kahano is all day long waifu material. She's definitely a wife. Hands down, she'd be a great mother. The way they designed her, the way they kind of gave us the personality of her character in the anime, She's loving, caring. She really seems like she'd be the type of girl that'd settle down. And she can sing, so she'd be just a great mother for sure. She'd sing to your children at night, put them to sleep, and then go make sweet Kahano love. I'm just joking. Okay, maybe. But unfortunately, she loses a lot of love for me in the game, especially if you're talking about the current meta on JP. So her usefulness definitely wears off. Right now, she's definitely really strong in PvP. She's really strong on global, but she loses a little bit of flavor when you get to the JP where they're at right now currently. But she's still definitely in that tier, I believe, with the healing Mimosa. So I'm going to go ahead and put her at One Night of Magic. And you know what? She can sing to you too. Alright, so we got Kahano, we got Mimosa, One Night of Magic. We've got so far Wedding Charlotte, Witch Queen material, Finral approved. We got 2 Mimosas and another Charlotte, and of course, Anti-Magic Touch is Nero. And Nero might be the only one that I honestly might put down in that bottom tier because it's a bird, bro. It's a bird. So we got Kahano done. I guess another one that's kind of a one-off at the moment as a 5-star is Gray. Gray did not really do too much in anime until the very recent arc that we had with the elves. She really kind of came out of her shell in that arc. She showed a lot more promise. She definitely showed that she is more willing to be herself and help out her fellow comrades of the Black Bulls. However, that is pretty much all she's done, and she loses a lot of value in JP, and she's really not all that big of a deal right now in global. She's a solid unit in global right now, but not something that you really need to go out of your way to try and 6-star or use her. So she's kind of like up in limbo right now. So honestly, she'd be a great friend, a good ally, especially if she continues to come out of her shell. So I'm gonna go ahead and put her in Mana Zoned. All right. Whew, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty here. Let's see, who else do we have? I'm saving the Noelles and Mary Leonas and Vanessas for the end, because those have multiple units that we're going to have to go through, so bear with me. Now, we have New Year's Charmy. I am not a fan of the little child look. That already deducts points for me right off the bat. That's not looking like a girl that I'd want to go anywhere with in an emotionally or physically way. At all. I would damn near feel a little bit criminal to do so. So, if some of you take offense to this, I do apologize. At least I looked at the analytics. We only have about less than 3% of females that watch this channel. Thank goodness, because of this video might trigger some of you. I'm going to go ahead and put that Charmy in Mana Zone. She's not that, she's not all that in the game either. She's not something that you really need to pull for or go for in any sort of manner. But she would be a cool friend to have, or maybe even an adoptive child. So we're going to go ahead and put her as that design and Mana Zoned. Now the other Charmy, the one that looks more adult, Dwarf Charmy, I would actually move her up quite a bit. She looks a lot more attractive. She looks a lot more older. She looks like an actual female and not a little girl. And she's very strong in the game, even on the JP side of things. She's very good. I would actually bump her all the way up to One Night of Magic. So there you go. That leaves us, we're getting down here. We have Fauna. Fauna is a very solid unit on global. If you have her right now at 6-star, she's exceptionally good. She's one of the better units you can get right now, to be honest. She's definitely in the top 5 on global, in my opinion. Top 10 without a debate, hands down. She had a very good role. She has a very good backstory. She was actually a main villain at one point, one of the main villains, I should say, in the anime. So she had a very prominent role. She filled it very well. She has a very good babyface backstory that you wouldn't really feel bad for her. You want to invest into. You're happy to see how things turned out for her in the end. And with that said, and the fact that she was very good in global, and she didn't completely die out in JP. She's still usable, but not something that you'd want to consider using. I'm going to go ahead and put her up to Finral approved. She's not quite as useful as Kahano and Mimosa, in my opinion. But with the fact that she had a very good backstory, she was a prominent character, and we were able to invest into her. Anime-wise, she gained some points, in my opinion, even though she's not as useful in the game. You could really argue to put her up there at One Night of Magic as well if you'd like to. I'm pretty sure she'd be pretty freaky. I mean, she is, you know, she did die and come back, so who knows what kind of girl she is. Anyway, so we'll put her at Finroll approved. Some of you might actually argue to put her up there, though, and I wouldn't debate it. She could really go in either or, to be honest. But that's kind of where I'm leaving her right now. Whew! Alright. Are we finally down to the final 3 different characters? Vanessa. Oh no, we got Witch Queen too. We got to deal with the Witch Queen. Now, just because her name's Witch Queen don't mean she's Witch Queen material. Okay? Now, the Witch Queen healer is definitely the superior one over the other Witch Queen. The other Witch Queen right now is solid on global for sure, but she definitely loses a lot of muster, I guess you could say, when we get to JP. Now, the Witch Queen, she's not as visually attractive, in my opinion. She just doesn't really... The look doesn't work for me. I don't know if it's the dress, the hat, the makeup on her face, or maybe all of the above. Maybe I didn't like her personality or her demeanor. It wasn't something that I considered a woman that I'd really want to get with. She definitely seems like... You know, maybe if she opened up and had a little bit more of a joyous personality, wasn't so dark all the time, perhaps she could be a very good friend or at least an ally. She's very powerful. So in that regard, and the fact that she did have a pretty prominent role in making one of our main characters really start getting some more character development, I will put her at Finroll approved. I don't think she deserves to be moved all the way down to Mana Zoned. Because she's still very, very good, in my opinion, I believe, on JP. But the other one, of course, with everything I said, but it's for the simple fact that after Global, when you go into JP, she loses a little bit. So we're going to put her in Mana Zoned. So not too bad. You know, we're giving the Witch Queen a little bit of love. Not too much love, though. And now this, I believe, finally leaves us with the Vanessas, the Noelles, and the Mary Leona. And you're all probably wondering, what the hell are you going to do with Mary Leona, bro? What are you going to do? And you will notice that one of them is the dual type unit, Mary Leona with Fugaleon. I'm still going to count that as a female character since she is the one mostly featured on that. So, and her name comes first. So get over it. We're going to go ahead, and since this is a top unit, very, very strong. And Mary Leona is a very powerful character. She is shown to be one of the strongest in the anime, and she had a real big prominent role, especially in helping our other main characters, such as Asta, for example. She even had some really good scenes where she made Zora kind of just mark out for her, so that was pretty cool. And she's a badass. She takes no shit from no one at all, and I really respect the fact that she don't even try to become the Wizard King. She has no ambitions for it, even though she might be one of the prime candidates to do so. So because of that, and the fact that she's super good, and I mean super good in the game right now, and she's got the look that you'd want. I mean, she's got the attitude, she's got the spunk, she's got the look, she's got the body, she's just got everything that you'd want in a woman that you don't want to marry. She's one of those wild child, one of those wild cards, one of those ones that you just want to have a hell of a night with that you'll never forget. And because of that, she's going into One Night of Magic. Now, the other Mary Leona, she's more of a dumbed down version of this one, of basically what I just said. Obviously, I'm going to put her in, I'm actually going to go ahead and put her at Finroll approved. Finroll approved. The other one, the other Mary Leona, the one where she's dressed up, she looks a lot better. Design-wise, she's more of like, oh my god, she looks, you know, hot ASF, or you know what I'm saying? Especially if you like redheads that are wild. You know how redheads are, guys. Come on, don't doubt it. So she definitely design-wise looks the best of the three. They make her look, you know, way more, you know, attractive, I guess you could say. She's less battle ready and more, you know, hey, let's settle down and have a drink and go on a date or something. That type of, you know, design. Something that you'd really want to see in a girl you want to go out with, right? So design-wise, she looks better than the other two. But usability-wise, she's definitely a step or two down from the other two. And that makes it kind of hard to decide. Should I put her in Finroll approved or Mana Zone? Because really, Mana Zone just seems kind of odd to place her there because it's like she looks more like you'd want to get with her over the other two. But she's weaker than the other two, so it's like, you know what? I think she's going to get big props because of her design, but she's going to lose some points because of how weak she really is in terms of the other two in the game. So we're going to put her right there in the middle of Finral approved, while as the other Mary Leona doesn't look as attractive, but she's much more powerful. So they kind of balance out. I'll just put them both there. So that's fine, I think. Hopefully you guys agree. Otherwise, you guys will make your own tier list anyway. I will have, again, the link for this in the description below. Now, we're down to the Noelles and the Vanessas. So, Valentine's Day Vanessa. One of the worst units in the entire game is a 5-star. Easily going to be put in Mana Zone. No matter how good she looks, she's just too bad. Other Vanessa. This Vanessa, let me see. Let me do a little bit of, I'm going to have to pull out my notes now real quick. So that Vanessa, I just want to make sure I am looking at them, what they do correctly to kind of get these ones ironed out a little bit. Alright, so Vanessa Halloween is the healer. Looking at her skill set real quick. She's not too good to me, to be honest. She actually looks pretty bad. If I'm being... She looks like a unit that should have came out on Global at the beginning. That's kind of where her skill set kind of lies in terms of usefulness. Like right now, if she was on... to be honest, if I put her on Global right now... If she was on Global right now, I'd put her at like a tier 2, tier 3. She's not very good. So I'm going to go ahead and just throw her down there as well. And Mana Zoned, even though she looks phenomenal. Her design is awesome. Vanessa... didn't really have a good prominent role at the beginning stage of the anime, but it definitely picked up later on, especially when they went to try and fix Asa's arm with the Witch Queen, and then she got Rogue. You know, got those threads that she has now that can kind of change fate, which is phenomenal. She's got a big power up there. Her work that she did against Veto with Finral was phenomenal. She's definitely opening up more. She's not drinking as much anymore. She's becoming a very complex character from her beginning stages where she just looked like a drunk, big-titted chick that is just very generic. And you've seen a lot of anime. So I'm glad that they moved her on from that and she developed into something a lot better. But the fact that these two units are just so bad in the game, I have to put them down in Mana Zone, unfortunately. Alright, so let's go ahead and look at the other two Vanessas really quick. Alright, so we have the Vanessa swimsuit. Obviously, we'll probably have the best look of all four because she's in a damn swimsuit. What more can I say? But the better Vanessa is Vanessa with Rogue. So that's definitely the best one. And Vanessa with Rogue is actually very, very good. And we've already talked about everything else that Vanessa is good for. So Vanessa with Rogue, I'm going to go ahead and move all the way up to one Night of Magic. And then, god damn it, you know it will be magical. Pass the Saki, Vanessa. It's time to get it on. And then the other Vanessa, we're going to go ahead and move her up to Finral approved because she's definitely better than the other two by far. But she's still not as good as the Vanessa with Rogue. But she does have the best design because she's in a fucking swimsuit. Whew! Alright. That leaves us with the Noelles. Now, Noelle, dressed up, not very good. She's about the same level. I would go ahead and put her with the those two Mary Leonas. This one I would put here, One Night of Magic. The actual... Actually, no. Well, actually, on JP, she's still pretty good, to be honest. She's a solid unit. She was definitely the prize of the current Valentine's Day banner. The Noelle Valentine's Day. And her look is so amazing. She's so cute in this outfit. And she's Noelle. She's one of the main characters of the entire show. She's featured a lot. She's come a long way from being a snobby little bitch to now being one of the better characters on the show that is really fighting her feelings for Asta, alongside, of course, Mimosa and other women. Asta's just... I don't know how, man. It's that big black sword. I'm telling you guys. It's what them women are attracted to. But with her getting her Valkyrie dress armor, her fighting the elves, her just filling the more prominent role of a good side character to Asta, just, what more can I say? I'm actually going to move her up to One Night of Magic, yes. And then the swimsuit, of course, just similar to Vanessa's swimsuit. Best design by far. She's in a fucking swimsuit, guys, be honest. But she's not very good. So we're going to put her at Finral approved. And then, of course, the best Noelle game-wise. We're going to go ahead and move her all the way up to Witch Queen material. Now, at this stage of the anime, I feel like she'd be a great mother. She'd be a great wife to Asta. She's come so far. You know, she's one of the more she really showed her family that she could do it. She just needed confidence in herself, and with Asta at her side and her Black Bulls now basically becoming her friends and her family in a way, the character growth and development is probably one of the best in Noelle compared to some of the other characters. And the fact that her Valkyrie dress, this unit right here, is one of the better units in the entire game right now, even on JP. So with that said, and the fact that I'm just a big Noelle fan, we're going to go ahead and put her up with Witch Queen material. So that leaves us with Wedding Charlotte and Valkyrie dress Noelle as my two choices to wife up. I hope you guys enjoyed that. This is definitely a different video than we usually do. If you guys don't agree, that's fine. You can make your own list. I will have this linked in the description below. Don't forget to join us in the description below. Don't forget to get us 100 likes, guys, and 30 plus comments. Let's make it happen. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, like the video if you did. Drop a comment. Join us in the Discord. Subscribe if you're new. Tick notifications so you don't miss a thing. And I'll be back tomorrow with some more content, guys. Until then, enjoy. As always, peace.